Welcome to Molineux for a new season and a new challenge. Manager Graham Turner sets out with the target of completing the journey from the 4th Division to the 1st in successive seasons. Steve Bull, the Tipton Terror, has more goals in his sights. He's the man they all fear after more than 100 strikes in the past 2 seasons. The season will end, though, with Wolves missing out on the playoffs, but Graham Turner is optimistic about the future.
Yes, I think now that the immediate disappointment is over, that we've not achieved promotion again. I think that I can sit back and look at the whole situation in the cold light of day, and I've got to feel that it's been a satisfactory season. I think we've continued the progress that we've made, both as a club, the team that goes out on the field, and individual players. Many of the players were part and parcel of the 4th Division Championship side, and I think after a stuttery start where we came unstuck a little bit, we've now adapted to life in the 2nd Division, and with the improvement of the club, I think some of the players, the individual players, have improved also, and I think that they've come to terms with life in the 2nd Division and look as though they can handle it quite comfortably.
The season begins at Ayresome Park with 3 summer signings in the Wolves lineup. In goal, Tony Lang from Aldershot, Shane Wesley from Southend is in defence, and John Paskin from West Brom is on the bench.
Oh, goal by Slaven! Nudged on there by Pallister. And Middlesbrough take the lead in the 9th minute of this game. Davenport, who is a little unsettled here on Teesside. He had the happiest of seasons last term. He scored just 4 goals in 24 First Division appearances. Oh, what a goal that is, though! Out of the blue. It came from Mark Proctor from, 20 yards. Hit it first time with his left foot. And Lange had no chance whatsoever. Oh, that really is a long one. Much with a touch. Oh, and he scored! What a goal! Out of the blue, that one. Well, it shows you how situations can change in this game so quickly. And Andrew Much celebrates his 60th league goal for Wolves. And that's put them right back in the game. And Wolves still trail by 2 goals to 1, but this man's trying to do something about it. Much, oh, and a good save by Poole. And again, the post. My word, Wolves really turning on the pressure now. Taking on Bellamy, gets in the cross. Not a bad one. Oh, it's a goal! A great cross, in fact. Peter Davenport, the scorer. Vaughan, Dennison working his way through, and the tackle comes in from Nicky Mohan, and the referee's given a penalty, I believe. Did he make contact with the man? It looked like he took the ball from here first time round, but rode that challenge from Pallister. Yes, just a little nudge before the ball was taken. So a penalty for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chance to haul themselves back in this game. 84th minute of the game. Thompson scores! A fist of triumph there from Andrew Thompson. As the minutes tick away. Coming up in support. Here's Slaven, he must score, and he does! Well, that surely has wrapped it up. 4-2 the scoreline now to Middlesbrough.
A high-scoring start to the season ends in defeat. But remember, only last season Wolves were 2 divisions below Middlesbrough. In midweek it's round 1 of the Littlewoods Cup and a tie with 4th Division Lincoln City. Shane Wesley's first goal for Wolves is a winner, but Lincoln will have home advantage in the 2nd leg. Steve Bull is off the mark at home to Bradford City, and his first goal of the season earns Wolves a point, but it hasn't been an explosive start to the 2nd Division campaign. In the Littlewoods Cup there's no slipping up in the return leg against Lincoln. Steve Bull and Robbie Dennison are both on the score sheet in the 2nd leg, and that completes a 3-0 win on aggregate. Next stop is Wiltshire and the home of Swindon Town. Not an easy place to go when you're still bidding for your first league win of the season.
Swindon got off to a flyer. A brilliant run by Phil King produced the opening goal for Tommy Jones after just 4 minutes. And before Wolves could draw breath, they were 2 down. A beauty of a second goal from Duncan Shearer. Town looked to be cruising, and you'd have to travel a long way to see a better header than this. One interested onlooker must have been West Ham manager Lou Macari. His old side didn't let much go in the first half. This free kick from Dennison, though, nearly slipped through. Back at the other end, a carbon copy, a McLaren shot brought the best out of Lang. Just before half-time came the sending off of Wolves centre-half Shane Wesley. His alleged crime, a headbutt on Steve White. During the break, Swindon showed off the League Cup they won in '69. It didn't bring much inspiration for Town, though. Wolves with 10 men looked stronger as Steve Bull tried to force his way into the game. Swindon reshuffled and brought on teenager Nicky Summerby, son of Mike, for his first taste of league football. It nearly did the trick as well as Swindon went back on the attack with McLaren firing in a cannonball of a shot. Back came Wolves, a fine run from Andy Much. A late sliding tackle from Gittins, and Andy Thompson had the chance to make it 2-1. With the game back in the balance, Swindon found their strength. McLaughlin had this shot. And seconds later, White missed a great chance. But their pressure finally paid off. Alan McLaughlin steamed through and hit a great goal to give Swindon their first win of the new season.
That's 2 defeats out of 3 in the league. It looks like Graham Turner's men will need time to settle in the second division. A goalless draw against Stoke City comes next. Another disappointing result. It's only Wolves' second point out of a possible 12. At home to Brighton then, Wolves are still looking for their first league win of the season. Gary Bellamy starts his first match since the opening day, replacing Phil Shard.
And it's gone in, oh my word! It looked like the cross was going wide. A mistake there, surely, by Tony Lange. And Brighton take the lead here in the 6th minute. Robertson with the interception. Robertson. Oh, Robertson slips. And it's Bremner racing through with a left foot, and he scores! Bremner makes it 2-0 to Brighton. One coming in. It was Wesley who got the touch. Danger here, the keeper's missed it. There's a scrimmage and it's a goal! Cross it, oh! And they've... My word, the cross came in. Everyone missed it. Corner then to be taken by Gary Nelson. Codner with a shot, and he scored from 16 yards. So all the big men in there. And Wesley going across, got it, there's a chance, oh, hit the crossbar. Bull going in on it. Bull still got possession. Thompson drives it across, and well taken by the keeper. He got clattered from behind as he did so. Once again by Wesley coming in there. Wilson taking on Kabashli there. And the cross coming in. There's a great goal! Andy Much! His second of the season.
Yet another league defeat. That's 3 out of 5 so far, despite Bull and Much both getting on the score sheet. The alarm bells are ringing loud and clear.
I think at first it was difficult to cope with teams, but I think overall the season we adapted very well, and in the end I thought we got a respectable position, finished a respectable position in the league.
Because it was a very bad start, wasn't it?
It was a bad...
confidence seemed to really slump for a
yes,
while.
it was a bad start. We lost a few games, and I think people's heads started to drop, and we thought, oh, it's going to be very difficult. But I think when the lads adapted and they had a different system for a spell, and I think things really worked out, and I think they're quite happy how we finished.
There's always a lot of pressure put on goalkeepers because you're the last line of defence. Have you felt it at all?
No, not really. I think if you look at the defensive record, it's as good as anybody's in the second division. If you take out the 12 league goals that were, scored against the club in the first 5 league games, of which I wasn't involved, from a personal point of view, it's been a tremendous season with the goals against. It's just been the same personnel that have been playing in front of me as was in front of Tony Lang earlier in the season. And I think that from a defensive point of view, there can be, can't be many qualms really. I think that if there is any criticism, we could have scored a few more goals. But I think, as I say, if people sit back and really take in what has happened, it's been a tremendous season all round.
League match number 6 takes Wolves to Portman Road. Steve Bull is ruled out by injury, so John Paskin is in the starting lineup for the first time, and it's his layoff that sets up Andy Much for the opening goal. In the second half, a corner by Dennison is squeezed home at the near post by Gary Bellamy. That's 2-0, and Wolves have at last got the centre victory. 13 minutes from time, Andy Much has the Russian Sergei Baltacha under pressure as they chase a long ball over the top. The Ipswich defender stumbles, and Much rounds the keeper for his second goal of the match. The home side finally get their name on the score sheet 3 minutes later. A ball in by Jason Dezelle takes an unfortunate deflection off Shane Wesley. That makes the final score Ipswich 1, Wolves 3. And so at last, after 6 attempts, Graham Turner's men have recorded their first league win of the season, and they've done it without Steve Bull. Round 2 of the Littlewoods Cup takes Wolves to Villa Park. Steve Bull is back and Nicky Clark starts his first match of the season. But it's Villa who take the lead after 15 minutes. Price steams into the Wolves box with a determined run, and David Platt is on hand to deliver the final blow. 1-0 to Villa. In the second half, Wolves fight back with an equaliser just seconds after the restart. A high cross by Mark Venus is superbly finished off at the far post by Andy Much. A look at the replay shows just how well Much has done to find the net with a clinical header that leaves the Villa defence all at sea. But Villa hit back to secure a first leg advantage with a winner from Gray. After 2 matches on the road, it's back to Molineux for a league encounter with Plymouth Argyle. Wolves are unchanged.
All out finds John Brimacombe in plenty of space as he carries the ball forward and puts in a very good cross. And Mark Kendall turns around and looks at his post. Can't believe the space that was given to McCarthy there. Vaughan wins the ball back. And Venus desperately trying to find the right ball out to Downing there. If they go in search of it, and Venus in the box finds Paskin, and he finds the back of the net. It's 1-0. Paskin, the substitute, becomes the hero. Venus bursting down the left, gets the return ball, knocks it in, and Paskin, from what can only have been 3 yards, finds the goal that could give Wolves their first home win of the season.
Substitute John Paskin's first ever goal for Wolves makes it 2 successive league wins.
Well, John, it took time for the lads to come to terms with the second division, and that first home win over Plymouth Argyle in late September really must have come as a welcome relief.
Yeah, it was, because I mean, really, it was one of my first chances to come on and do something, and we were 0-0. It was about, I came in the last 10 minutes, or 7 minutes to be exact, and I scored in probably the last minute, and it was really because I actually contributed to the club. You know, when I came, because as I said, I've not done much for the club at that stage, so coming on as a sub and scoring the winning goal was great, yeah.
Can you remember the goal?
Yeah, I can actually, yeah, because Mark Venus got the ball, and he just inside their half, and he's come down and he's dribbled down, and he's gone out towards, and he's really fired in, and I've just saw him and running the back to the far post, and he's bombed the crossing, and I've just stuck my foot out there, and it's gone straight in the corner, which is great.
Paskin's reward for his winner at Plymouth is a place up front alongside Steve Bull for the Barnsley match. He replaces Andy Much, who'll be out for 3 matches.
As the corner comes in, flicked on, and Curry's at the back post, and he's put it in. It's 1-0 to Barnsley. David Curry. Mark Venus thought about the long throw there, but decided to Play back to Dennison. And Bull's in the boxes. Yes, he finds space, Steve Bull, and signals to the Barnsley fans behind that goal. How about that then? They fouled him and Bull's in. Yes! 2-0. Give this man a second chance and he'll gobble it up. The ball flicked on, not by a Wolves player, but straight into the path of Steve Bull. Dobbin has been so creative in this deep midfield role, and in fact has probably had the best 2 shots of the game, in spite of the fact that there have been 3 goals. And that cross in finds Curry, free at the back post once again. A bit of a tangle on the far side results in Cross coming away with the ball, and a good ball to Tyler. He's free, he's in the box, but Kendall out superbly well and getting down to his left denies Tyler from what must have been an odds-on the striker position.
Bull's first double of the season earns a point at Oakwell, and it means he's caught up with 5-goal Andy Much.
Yeah, the 5-0 victory over Portsmouth was really a significant turning point, wasn't it?
It was one of the turning points. I mean, obviously the first win at Ipswich was significant, where we changed the style of play and went with a sweeper. And there have been highlights during the season, and I think Portsmouth at home was one of them. I think going up to Newcastle New Year's Day with all the razzmatazz and the publicity of the airlift, when nearly 1,000 people went up by plane and caught the attention of the national press and the national news, and to go on and win 4-1 that day at Newcastle, I thought was a tremendous achievement. We had 1 or 2 other good ones, Leicester at home, and 1 or 2 scrappy ones. We've had disappointments, of course we have, but when I look at the whole of the season, I think there have been some highlights there.
Despite ongoing injury problems, confidence is improving in the Wolves camp. Portsmouth, meanwhile, struggling at the wrong end of the table, haven't won at Molineux since 1950.
Paskin finds Bull, surely, and once again Knight. But Bull picks it up on the line, lays it back, and Robbie Dennison there knocks it into the net. Venus tries one from distance, and what a great goal! Well, Mark Venus can't quite believe it and comes over to celebrate with Gary Pendry. He gets in hard. Venus forward. Paskin trying to get on the end of it. Does so. But Maguire tidies up. But Gooding's in there. Once again the ball drops back to him, and once again Robbie Dennison. Well, almost a carbon copy of the first goal. Having much more recently been in the First Division. And in fact, at the start of this campaign, Portsmouth, Bull's in again. Yes! Well, an opportunist goal indeed. Wesley, good clearance, and Keith Downing releases John Paskin and gets the ball back from Paskin, and a lovely ball floated in there for Bull. Oh, what a superb finish. Well, it's a real rout here this afternoon. A lovely ball played inside by John Paskin to Keith Downing, and he floats an absolutely gorgeous little chip over into the path of Steve Bull.
Wolves 5, Portsmouth 0. Easily the best win of the season so far, and that's 10 points out of the last 4 league games. A look at the league table shows Wolves have moved up to 12th place after 9 matches gone. A good recovery after a disappointing start, which had put them 7 points behind the leaders, Sheffield United. Back to round 2 of the Littlewoods Cup, and nearly 23,000 are at Molineux for the second leg against Villa. Wolves trail 2-1, but the stage is set for an exciting tie.
Made a useful run here, tracked by Cowans. And Dennison delivers the cross, it's Ball! Well, there was some space there. Cowans takes it, and put in by Mountfield. Goal! from very close range. Wesley. Here's Vaughan. And that's ball! Brilliant, brave and brilliant. He scored, and I don't know whether he knows anything about it. Only a committed goal scorer would go for a ball like this. It came from Vaughan, the goalkeeper off his line, but Ball's head met it a second before Spink.
A valiant effort, but Steve Bull's 5th goal in 3 games is not quite good enough. Villa go through to round 3, winning 3-2 on aggregate. Andy Mutch is back for the home match against high-flying Sheffield United, and Phil Chard is in the starting lineup for the first time in 8 matches.
Dennison's corner aimed at Wesley. And ball. Well, the ball bouncing around there in the goal mouth. Wesley got up, the ball dropped towards Bull, but seemed to bounce around in the goal mouth, and I'm not quite sure who it went in off. Oh, well run by Robbie Dennison. Plays the 1-2 with Steve Bull. And Dennison slips past the United defence and crosses one into the far side, and Nigel Vaughan controls it beautifully. Well, Mark Venus, I'm quite sure, was trying the shot there, but as it turns out, it was a good cross to Steve Bull, who popped up on that back post and almost fired one in past Simon Tracy. Dean tries to get the cross in, but well blocked. Rostron. Well, a lovely goal there by Wilf Rostron. Last season's match here, of course, was right at the end of the second division campaign. Wolves were already promoted and United needed a point to earn promotion themselves. Wolves needed a point as well to confirm them as champions, and that's indeed what we got with a 2-2 draw. Satisfactory result. Well, a superb goal there. Well worked by John Gannon as he created space for himself just outside the area. A couple of minutes ago caught Bob Booker in the face, and he's certainly putting himself about in there, but ball's in! Strikes the header against the crossbar, when really perhaps he should have done better with that, but he was there on the end of the cross and really unmarked.
Defeat for Wolves, and even an own goal can't blunt the Blades' chase for promotion.
Which has been the highlight for you, your own personal performance?
Personal performance, possibly the West Brom game. Obviously it was a high-profile game, and I mean, we did the business by beating them 2-1 with Steve's late goal, and I managed to make a penalty save which contributed to the victory.
Do you prefer derby games? A bit more atmosphere?
I don't know. I think that derby games never seem to turn out the way people want them to, because there's so much at stake, and the football is never what's expected of it. I think there's a little bit of tension, which doesn't lead to good football, and normally they end up as draws. But as I say, with Steve's 89th minute winner, the West Brom game was probably the highlight of the season.
Next, it's a short trip to the home of Black Country rivals West Brom. It's Wolves' first second division derby at the Hawthorn since October 1930.
Hooked in again by Barham. Oh, and a great save by Mark Kendall. Oh, that was a marvellous instinctive save. That shot was hit with some venom. Oh, knocked back across. Barham plays it in. Usually gets a clean header on this. It was Chris White, in fact, who got the last touch. And Barham's shot turned away. And Dennison just couldn't control that ball. Came off him. Floyd Street coming across. Good challenge by him, but the ball not away. Barham trying again. And the shot coming in from Goodman. long ball from North caught Wolves out. Thomas was on the right. He sent in the early cross, and Brian Talbot dispatched it first time with stunning efficiency. Here it is again. White with the flick. And what a volley there from the player manager. Vaughan with the free kick. Oh! Dennison produces a perfect finish. What a strike from Dennison. Vaughan just tees it up. Dennison crashes it through the wall. Turning inside Stacey North. Chance here. Oh, and another good save. It's there! Andy Mutch has scored. But it's been ruled out. Handball has been given. And Andrew Mutch, who thought he'd notched his 6th goal of the season. A penalty! Oh, just 10 minutes left for play. And West Bromwich Albion earned the penalty. The challenge from Andrew Thompson. So it's Bernard McNally to take it. Mark Kendall, he's been in superb form. What can he do here? McNally's on, a great save by Kendall. Got down, touched it round at that left-hand post. So will that lift Wolves' spirits? Andrew Mutch. Across the ball shoots, it's there! It's that Mutch-Bull culmination again. But oh, what a lapse by the Albion defence. You can't allow a player of Steve Bull's stature that much room in front of goal. You see it again here, look at the space he's got. Time to bring it down, it bounces and he crashes it in. And that surely is the winning goal. West Brom 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2.
Steve Bull's winner brings derby delight for Wolves and a second away win of the season in the league. It's all change at home to Port Vale. Bennett, Chard and Downing replace Bellamy, Street and Gooding.
Bennett fires one forward for Bull. Bull, Mutch, yes! 1-0. Well, what kind of a start. Wolves with their very first attack. The ball punched forward by Tom Bennett. Finds Steve Bull, who flicks it over the head of Mark Grew. Neil Aspin gets in the way. It's only as far as Tom Bennett. Aspin once again with a header. Oh, Andy Mutch can't believe it. Wesley going straight through that challenge there. The ball out here to Bull on his left side. Bursts into the area and slips it past Mark Grew. Well, this man is unstoppable. Half a chance, a snip of goal, and he's in there. The shot tantalisingly close to Mark Grew's left hand as he dived away. But the Wolves fans celebrate once again. Thompson to knock it forward. And Bull finds space. Well, he turns him so quickly, fires the shot in with his right foot, and Mark Grew called upon to make a save from a position he would not have expected the shot to come from.
Wolves make it 3 league wins out of 4. Steve Bull has taken his tally to 10, and Graham Turner's men are now well placed in the race for promotion. The tough trip to Elland Road comes next though, and Leeds United, one of the season's early pace setters, claim all 3 points, with the only goal of the game coming from Bobby Davison. Oldham Athletic arrive at Molineux fresh from a 7-0 midweek thrashing of Scarborough in the Littlewoods Cup. Wolves are unchanged.
Who knows in these conditions? A wind-assisted free kick, worth a try, and Mutch. Well, surely he was fouled there. I appeared to get a push in the back as he went up for the header, but no complaints from the Wolves number 10. Ritchie lays it up well. Mickey Henry bursting through the middle. The ball drops to Bunn. Well, he tries to slot it past Mark Kendall, but the advancing Wolves keeper narrows the angle. Bellamy. Will it drop? Handball, surely, yes! Well, Warhurst went up there, the ball hanging in the air, and his hand went up, and he played the ball out illegally, and Ray Lewis was right on hand, if you'll excuse the pun, to award the penalty. But having escaped one penalty claim in the first half. Well, a good save by Rhodes. But the referee decides that there was encroachment in the area, and the keeper's efforts are in vain, so they'll have to do it again, as referee Lewis warns the Oldham players to stay outside of the area. And this time Thompson puts it away, the same spot but a little further out of the reach of Andy Rhodes. Ritchie. Holden. His shot takes a deflection off Gary Bellamy and spins over Mark Kendall. But the Wolves keeper gratefully looks up to see the ball bounce off his crossbar. Holden. Henry to Milligan for the shot. And a lovely shot from about 22 yards from the Oldham captain. Fires past Mark Kendall and levels the scores.
A 1-1 draw means a point apiece, and Wolves stay 3 points behind 8th place Oldham Athletic. Meanwhile, Graham Turner, anxious to keep Wolves in the race for promotion, has signed Paul Cook from Norwich. Cook makes his debut in a goalless draw at Filbert Street. Steve Bull is sent off in the final minute.
Well, Paul, you came from Norwich in November and got a wonderful reception from the crowd on that first home game against West Ham United.
Yeah, against West Ham. It was a good game. I'd played at Leicester on the Tuesday night, I think, and we had a good result. We drew 0 each, and it was good to make my own debut in a big game against a good club like West Ham. So obviously there was a full house there and they gave me a great reception, yeah.
Was it difficult to step up into first team football, you know, after not playing regularly at that level?
Yeah, I think it was because obviously, as anybody knows, when you're playing someone's reserve team, as I was in Norwich, it's a totally different standard than anybody's first team. Even if I had to drop down to, say, the 4th division or any division, I mean, when you play for the first team, it's a lot more competitive and it's a lot quicker pace. So I did find it quite difficult at first to adjust.
West Ham arrive at Molineux well placed in the top 5, unbeaten in 6 matches, and with veteran goalkeeper Phil Parkes at the top of his game. Right from the start, it shapes up for a contest between Parkes and Steve Bull. Parkes has set the standard which Wolves will find hard to overcome. And Steve Bull in particular finds things aren't going his way for a change. We begin to ask, will Bully ever get the better of Parkes? And it looks like the answer will be no, when the Hammers keeper makes his 3rd breathtaking stop. Parkes is enjoying his superior touch. But in the second half, Bull will at long last find the target to have the final say. A flick on by Andy Much sent him away on the right, and this time Parkes' resistance is beaten. A look at the slow-motion replay shows how Bull is quick off the mark, although once again Parkes isn't far away from pulling off another save. But it's 1-0 to Wolves, and Bully has ended his barren run to claim his 11th goal of the season. 3 points to Wolves.
Well, 4 chances, Steve, at only one of them in the back of the net, but you must have been delighted to score.
Well, I had the first foot, I had 3 in the first half, and I should have put one away, but he saved well on 2 of them.
and I didn't miss a target, so the gaffer never had a go at me. He just said one will come along, and I say in the second half, one popped up and it went in.
And Phil Parkes in superb form.
Yeah, I thought he played really well. As I say, he's 40 years old. He's doing tremendous for his age, like, and I'd say I wish him all the best for the rest of the season. Like.
Are you feeling that you're back to something of your best form now?
Yeah, I feel as though I am. As I say, my sharpness is coming back, and I feel better in front of goal. But as I say, I've just got to have a bit of luck at the moment, as I say, scoring-wise.
In round 1 of the ZDS Cup, a trip to Bramall Lane ends in Wolves' second defeat in a month at the hands of high-flying Sheffield United. John Francis scores the only goal of the match. In the league, it's next stop Roker Park, and Nigel Vaughan is back in the starting lineup, replacing Paul Cook.
Oh, and Atkinson almost in there. Took a brave save. There was a foot up there by Marco Gabbiadini. That would have been a foul if anything had happened. Referee rightly playing advantage, and unmarked is Dennison in the middle. It's Dennison, but a good save by Carter, but then a lack of calling. Armstrong off the wall. Ord losing it. Wolves break, and we're a defender short. Bull, can ours get to him? Yes, just enough to put him off his shot. Oh, it's there. Wolves have scored. Andy Mutch, the scorer. Sunderland 0, Wolves 1. Wolves surviving a lot of pressure at the start of this second half. And then Andy Mutch scoring from a right-wing cross. Sunderland a goal behind. Gabbiadini turning. Great shot. Great save. Oh, nearly. Goal kick, the ball headed onto the crossbar, I think by Bellamy, top of the crossbar, and then over.
Another useful away point, and it's 4 league matches without defeat. Andy Mutch has taken his tally for the season to 7.
How difficult was it to transform from South African football to league football?
Well, I didn't come straight from South African football. I played a year and a half in Canada for Toronto Blizzards in the North American League. And I went to Hong Kong for 2 years, and then Belgium for 1 year. And then I came over and played, well, I was out of work for 1 year, trying to get a work permit. And then I went to West Brom, and then to Wolves. So I've not really come, but this is the hardest football I've ever played in my career. Because in other countries it wasn't that hard. But this is definitely the hardest second division.
What, physically or mentally?
Physically and mentally, both. Overseas, I mean, Hong Kong wasn't very good football at all. When you had so much time and to do what you wanted to do. And Canada was a bit, North American League was a bit more, but not as hard, as way easier. And Belgium was quite tough as well, but I would probably pick second division English football the hardest.
And which has been the hardest games that you've played in?
Everyone.
Steve Bull, who starts his 3-match suspension, is replaced by John Paskin for the home game with Blackburn, and Paul Cook is back for Nigel Vaughan.
Fills it in, the flick over the top, hits the bar. Nice ball inside, gets it back. A low cross, hits the post. Reed kills it in, but Westley there again. The ball through from Mutch, and Paskin's on a run. He's in, he fires, he scores! 1-0. Well, superb work by Andy Mutch. A lovely ball there behind the defence, and John Paskin was already in full flight. His speed took him past the defender, and his strength held up the challenge of the defender and fired home well past Darren Collier to put Wolves into a 34-minute lead here at Molineux. It'll be a free kick, quickly taken. Sellers fires it in, a lovely header down. A nice goal as well. The header from Stapleton, headed down for Garner, running through. He doesn't miss from there. Venus. Outside to Thompson. Cook looking up. The cross into the far post to Much. Oh, so close for Andy Much. A lovely cross there from Paul Cook. Vaughan coming across. Can he beat Sellers to it? No, Sellers with the greater turn of pace goes bursting through the middle. Has he got enough pace to take him past Bellamy? He flicks it backwards nicely, creates the space, and it evades Mark Kendall, and it's gone in. 2-1. Scott Sellers creating the space down the left-hand side with a crafty little flick back. The opportunity for Reid, and the ball fired home. 2-1 with 28 minutes of this second half gone.
In the absence of Steve Bull, Wolves have crashed to their first league defeat in 5 matches, despite a goal from his stand-in John Paskin.
Well, I said at the beginning of the season if they could finish up halfway in Division 2, they've done well, and they're doing quite well. It was been a hard struggle from 4th to 3rd to 2nd, but to get football here, the gates have been tremendous. The supporters have been absolutely wonderful to the club, and I'm so pleased that they've come at the battle, winning the battle, and let's hope that they finish the season in good style.
Yeah, and I know you're a great admirer of what Graham Turner's done since he came here.
Oh yes, he's a good manager. He knows how to motivate his players. He's got players working for him, and I love to come and to watch Bully. I mean, he's something that out of the past. He knows how to score goals, and he's rejuvenated the spectators. They expect something to happen when Bull plays, and so that's all credit to Graham for what he's done to get the players playing as they are.
Do you think that promotion this season would be perhaps a little premature for them?
Oh, at the present time, I'm saying yes. Let's get stabilised in the 2nd division, because the next division is the big one. And to be a big one, you've got to be, prepared for that 1st division. I'm hoping they'll stabilise in the 2nd division this year, because I don't think if they went to the 1st division, they'd be able to cope with it. They've got to really build, and Graham, I think, knows that.
What has been the biggest problem for you as the manager?
Well, I think as manager, you're always looking to improve things, and I think it's a very difficult transfer market to be operating in at the moment. I can't speak highly enough of the players that we've got at the club. I think they've improved and shown great commitment to the club. But all the time we're looking to improve the quality of the squad of players, and I think it's been difficult in the transfer market, and that's where I've been slightly disappointed, that we've not been able to manipulate that perhaps a little bit better.
Andy Much is on target at Vicarage Road, but Watford condemn Wolves to their 2nd successive defeat. Graham Turner's men are sliding towards the wrong end of the table. A look at the league table shows Wolves in 12th place and drifting well behind the leaders. 15 points separate Wolves from Sheffield United in top spot, but it's not too late to challenge for promotion. There are no changes at home to Middlesbrough, and Wolves are seeking their first win in 5 matches.
Inside, can Cook find time for the shot? He does! A beautiful finish! Cook with his first goal for Wolves. Finds space in the box, turns, hits a left foot shot, viciously past Kevin Poole and curls into that bottom right-hand corner. Well, Much does very well there. Plays it nicely inside for Dennison. He tricks his way free. He's having his shirt pulled by Coleman, but he keeps going, and will he get the penalty? Yes, the referee has awarded it. Well, I think Dennison had turned the Borough defence so many ways they weren't sure which way he was going to go. I think he can count himself a little fortunate to have won that penalty there. Mr. Bucks warns them not to encroach, and Thompson it'll be against Poole. And he slots it home, 2-0 to Wolves. Ah, he's delighted, and so he should be.
After 2 successive defeats, a home win takes the pressure off Wolves. Paul Cook's strike is his first since signing from Norwich. Steve Bull is back for the trip to the Goldstone ground. John Paskin makes way, and Wolves are looking to avenge a 4-2 home defeat by Brighton. Mark Venus sets Wolves' first scoring chance in motion with a long ball for Steve Bull to chase. Bully is left in the clear by an unfortunate stumble by his opposite number, but John Kelly makes the save. The match is played at a hectic pace, and next it's a slip by Mark Venus that lets in Codner for a shot against the Wolves crossbar. A look at the replay shows just how close Wolves were to going a goal behind. In the second half, Wolves failed to clear a free kick, and Dean Wilkins swoops to curl home a sweet left-footed volley. 1-0 to Brighton, and Wilkins is overjoyed. Wolves, though, hit back with a direct free kick. Robbie Dennison is the man to take it, and he picks his spot to perfection. Dennison is delighted, and a look at the replay confirms what a well-taken goal it was. Another away point for Wolves, but Graham Turner's men are still losing ground on the promotion pack.
After 2 wins in a row, Oxford looked a team in form in the opening stages, while Wolves looked rattled. Here's the first goal, a superb build-up from one end to the other. Just watch for the speed and skill. And a great finish too by Robbie Mustoe. Wolves didn't have much to offer in attack. Not even New England striker Steve Bull could find a way through. But in injury time of the first half, they did pull themselves back into the game. A good goal for Mark Venus, a bad one for the United defence to concede. At the start of the second half, the alarm bells were ringing again when Wolves went and took the lead. Robbie Dennison, the scorer. Within 2 minutes, Oxford were level. Another beautiful goal. This time, it was Mark Steen. United kept plugging away. They went straight for the Wolves' defence, but keeper Mark Kendall was in brilliant form. One of his best saves came here. Robbie Mustoe must have thought he was going to get a second goal. Phil Heath, playing one of his best games on the wing, was also denied the winner by another bit of brilliance from Kendall. In the final minutes, Mark Steen went desperately close, so Oxford had to settle for just the point.
Another draw then, and for Mark Venus, his goal is his second of the season, while for Robbie Dennison, it's his second in successive matches.
After 2 years of success, you suddenly found it difficult at the beginning of this season. Was that hard to overcome, the mental side of it, the fact that all of a sudden you weren't winning games like you used to?
Well, I think we haven't really started well any season, you know. We didn't start too well in the fourth, we didn't start too well in the third, but then we gradually got better and better, and I think, you know, after 5 games this year we hadn't won one, so maybe we had a bit of a sort of a mental block, you know. We thought we weren't going to do too well, but we pulled it together and we got up into near enough the playoff situation, so I think, you know, it's just one of those things that you just have to get on with it.
What was the significant game, do you think, the home defeats by Newcastle and Sunderland?
Well, not really, no. I think over the season we've played really bad against the teams near the bottom of the division. You know, the easier games, you know, well, I suppose there's no easy games in the second division, but, you know, the teams that we should have been picking the points up against, we didn't do it, and that's basically where it's all stemmed from.
Why do you think that was? Overconfidence, or?
Well, you don't know if it's overconfidence or you relax a bit or whatever. It's just one of those things that happens, like, I don't think anybody can really tell.
Boxing Day, and Wolves are at home to Hull City. Keith Downing returns as substitute, but the starting lineup is again unchanged.
Wesley, who's won so much of the ball in the air this season for Wolves, he'll have his work cut out against the powerful Hull number 9. But at the moment it's Gareth Roberts shooting, the ball dropping, and it's knocked in by Wayne Jacobs there, the ball falling as Mark Kendall unable to collect it, and he's still there, but well away by Gary Bellamy, who gets an elbow in the ribs for his pains. Nicely played off, and a nice combination between Much and Dennison releases Venus. Can he play it into Bull? Yes, he can! Whoa, what a beautiful goal! A lovely combination on this left side. Andy Much and Robbie Dennison playing the 1-2. The ball released through to Mark Venus. who bursts into the box and plays an absolutely inch-perfect ball into the path of Steve Bull. Askew it'll be, curls it in. Steve Terry, he rises and pops it into the bottom right-hand corner. Well, virtually unchallenged there on the back post. Billy Askew curled the crossover, and the head-banded Steve Terry, the Hull City captain this afternoon, rose at the back post. Thompson long towards Bull. Can he make the space? Dennison's in there, surely! Well, how on earth didn't that go in? Cleared off the line by Nicky Brown, but surely it was easier for Robbie Dennison to score. He's had a torrid time this afternoon, Andy Much. Got through a lot of work, but been given a hard time by Shaw, and the ball drops. Well, the header comes straight into Ian Hesford there. Few Hull City fans on that far side, adding to the urgency. The ball drops for Bull. He shoots well. Hesford was matched well with it as he dived to his left and not only saved but held onto the ball well. A well-struck ball by Steve Bull. Perhaps Wolves' last chance this afternoon of salvaging something from this match.
Steve Bull's first goal since November the 4th is the only cause for celebration as Wolves slide to another home defeat, their 4th of the season. There are 3 changes for the final home match of the decade against Bournemouth. Bennett, Downing and Paskin replace Vaughan, Wesley and Thompson.
Oh, Much looking like he was going to lay it off, but eventually moving it to Floyd Street. Ball drops for Downing, his shot in, finds the back of the net. A beautiful strike. Downing's made his mark. His first full appearance since being out through injury and suspension. Cook curls it in. Ball with the flick. Well, Payton comes and it drops to Paskin. Payton does so well. And it comes back to Paskin again. How unlucky he was there. Well, neither side able to string more than 2 passes together at present as we enter an entirely phase of the game. But Blissett bursting forward, finds Lawrence. He lines up the shot. What a superb effort. Well, he flicked it up and made the volley for himself, which just curled over Mark Kendall's bar. Street. And kept in by Keith Downing. The cross coming in. Puts it out to the right. Venus across, but he evades that challenge. And Mark Venus rather fortunate there after having committed himself too early. Got the chance to win the ball back again. Shearer tries the shot and scores a beauty from all of 35 yards. He hit a dipping shot straight over the top of Mark Kendall. He'll aim to swing it in with his left foot. Curls it in on the back post, and there's Much. Totally unmarked. Has to get down almost on his hands and knees to dispatch it into the back of the net and restore the 2-goal margin. Paskin sets off on a run. Nice combination, Bull and Dennison. Lovely ball from Bull to Paskin. Oh, dear me. It seemed easier to hit the target than to hit the north bank. Dennison drifts past his marker, gets the cross in. Yes, Bull against the crossbar. And away for a corner.
A convincing win means newly promoted Wolves have ended the decade on a high. The question is, can they complete the climb from 4th to 1st in 1990?
What has been the pick of the games for you this season?
12. for me, playing in was the Newcastle one when I played, and then we beat them 4-1. That must have been the best game of my season, because we went out there to Newcastle and we beat them 4-1. It was great.
New Year's Day takes Wolves to Newcastle, who've lost 3 of the previous 4 league matches. Stand by for an explosive performance from Steve Bull.
This season, Newcastle enjoyed the better fortunes, and a chance here for McGee. Oh, past the post. Was set up by Mick Quinn. Mark McGee, the former Scottish international. Here's Quinn getting it forward. It's a chance here though for... Oh, it was Floyd Street that was battling for it. The penalty's been given for that challenge. So it's Quinn up against Kendall. Oh, he's hit it straight at the keeper. He got both hands to it. Wayne Faraday tried to turn it back on goal. But in the end, it was an easy catch for Kendall. Quinn with the right foot. And really hit it straight at Mark Kendall. Stimson. Brock. Oh, there's a chance and a great save by Mark Kendall. That really the best opening from open play that we've seen here this afternoon. Dennison. Simpson's lost it to Cook. Cook's across, there's a goal! Steve Bull. And those are the Wolves fans. "49 minutes gone then, the first goal of 1990 at St James's Park, and it falls to Steve Bull. Cross coming over from Paul Cook. The Bull stormed in there, really. 3 defenders showing his power and his eye for an opening. The Wolves became only the second club to hit that quantity of goals in the whole of the Football League. Shot on the turn, oh, hit the bar! John Paskin with a real rasping shot on the turn there. Downing. Bull, is he offside? Oh, the flag stayed down, the goal counts. "55 minutes gone. Keith Downing spots Bull in front of him. And from this angle, that looked a very suspect decision, but the linesman's flag definitely stays down. Near post, Burridge doesn't make it, Bull does! The Newcastle defence caught static. 58 minutes gone. It's Newcastle United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. And that's a hat-trick for Steve Bull. See that again, Burridge impeded slightly, he didn't make the punch really, and look at this room that Steve Bull is given by the Newcastle defence. Oh, disarray again in that 6-yard box. Oh, it hit the underside of the bar from Dennison. Shot coming in there, blocked from Paul Cook. Into the 73rd minute now. Kevin Brock with the strike. Oh, and he scored! Perfectly placed. Dennison now for Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is Bull. Oh, he's gone all the way and he scored! Oh my word! His 4th goal of the game. The early running done here by Robbie Dennison. And look at the space again that Steve Bull is given. Skips round Burridge and pops the ball in the net. So 76 minutes gone, and it's Newcastle United 1, Steve Bull 4.
What a way to start the new decade. Steve Bull, the undisputed hero in Wolves' best away win of the season.
Steve, 4 goals at Newcastle United. That surely is the highlight of your first season back in Division 2.
Well, it was up till the Czechoslovakia game with England. That's the highlight of me, as I like this season. But Newcastle was unbelievable. It was on New Year's Day, and the fans, we did it more for the fans really. So they enjoyed it as much as we did.
Which of the 4 goals pleased you the most?
Well, they're all good goals, you know. I mean, I'm happy with every one of them. When the third one got in, that's when I'm happy, when the third one goes in.
The third round of the FA Cup attracts Wolves' biggest gate of the season so far. Nearly 24,000 are at Molineux with a visit by First Division Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, the referee's pointed to the spot. Yes, indeed. Ball was round the back, and Shirtley stepped over his leg and brought the Wolves number 9 crashing down. It'll be Bull himself to take it. 16 goals so far this season, and that's a great save. But much, oh dear me! Well, a great save by the injured Turner from Bull. Left-handed, he parried it away, and Andy Much, who came in, couldn't find the net. Flicked over by Dennison, the header down by Bull, it's there! Well, a beautiful free kick, floated across, found the Wolves number 9. Not his best asset heading the ball, but on this occasion, he found the spot, headed it down, like all coaches try to urge their forwards to do. Nigel Worthington tees the ball up. And it's a good header, it's a goal from point-blank range there. Nigel Pearson came steaming in on that cross. In fact, it was Peter Shirtliff, I think, who got the header in. And that's a bit of a let down in the middle of the Wolves midfield, and Atkinson comes away with it, fires the shot and scores! A beauty! An absolute beauty from 22 yards, just outside the Wolves penalty area. A mix-up by Cook and Dennison, loses out, and he bursts forward and fires the shot in.
So it's Ron Atkinson's men who go through to round 4. A disappointing exit for Wolves. The sole target now, a place in the playoffs. It's Bradford City next. Can Steve Bull keep the goals flowing? He scored 6 in the last 4.
There's Robbie Dennison. A lot of people forget him when they're talking about the Wolves. Strike force, Much was in there. Oh, it's hit the post. Would you believe it? All the way through. Steve Spell, Chesterfield on loan while he was at Spurs, and Kendall very nearly commits himself and gives Bradford City the lead. Keith Downing involved for Wolverhampton Wanderers now. Gavin Oliver. Still Oliver. Gets beyond Venus, crosses, oh, cracker of a goal! Cracker of a goal by Leonard for Bradford City, puts them ahead. 44 minutes gone, and just the sort of time you want to score a goal. Well, if Wolves need one, they need it now. Bennett's cross into the middle, Bull is there, Steve Bull for Wolverhampton Wanderers! And typical of Steve Bull, his 6th goal in 3 games. He's pulled Wolves out of the fire. The Bull army celebrates behind that goal. The cross comes in from Bennett, and Steve Bull, lethal in the box, being clambered all over, and sticks it home in typical style.
Steve Bull's 18th goal of the season, and that's a useful away point for the men from Molineux. Paul Jones, who'd made his first full appearance for Wolves at Bradford City, keeps his place in an unchanged team at home to Swindon Town.
Not quite sure what the decision was for, although there was a bit of holding in there. Curls it in, oh, just over the bar from Robbie Dennison. Hit it well. Kendall right behind the shot all the way. Coughlin calling a good foul, but the pass back to Bull. He hits the post. Goodness me. Cook on hand to head it away, but it'll be a corner. Bull this time getting the header in. It's in there. Well, the Wolves defence seem to stand and watch it go in on the line. The shot not hit with any venom. Finishing with the front post corner. It's missed and the header's in there. It's McLaughlin. He scored his first goal for Wolves, and what a vital one. As Wolves went in search of the equaliser. Bull lays it off well, and that's McLaughlin again, freed by Dennison. Goes into the area, can he get the shot in? Well, cuts round it, and well cut out by Digby. That's crossed by Tom Bennett, not into the area, but here comes Venus, tries the shot in, McLaughlin's there, he's got the second one! Oh, would you believe it? An excellent run by Mark Venus. A shot come cross, and McLaughlin was sneaking in on the back post and found the back of the net. 2 goals for the substitute.
It's back to winning form, and super sub Paul McLaughlin, a summer signing from Hereford, is the hero with his first goals for Wolves. After completing January without losing a match in the league, Wolves go to Plymouth in confident mood.
Through the ball. Steve Bull, his first chance. And Wilmot doing well there with the ball up in the air. And Brodley it is who clears it away. And that was lovely football from Wolverhampton. Ball through. Must be Andy Much. Yes. And the Much-Bull combination works again, but this time it was Bull with a superb ball through to Andy Much. And he really picked his spot there to slide it past Rhys Wilmot. Wolves have been threatening to do that for most of this first half. Much right here. He's got Bull. Oh, Much really should have laid that off. And I think Steve Bull knows what he was trying to do. Ball got away, and a great save from Rhys Wilmot. Oh, a super shot from Steve Bull on the run, and Wilmot turning that round.
Wolves complete their first double of the season, and Andy Much's strike takes his tally for the season to 10. Playoff rivals Ipswich arrive at Molineux with Wolves enjoying their best run of the season. They haven't lost a league match since Boxing Day.
Back into the danger area though, Milton playing a nice ball in for Dazelle. Can he flick it over? That's a beautiful goal, what a superb shot from the edge of the area. Curls it over Mark Kendall. Maybe looking for Mark Venus on this front post. Well, he fires it in for Ball and he gets there, yes! 1-1. Well, I said it was an opportunity to put them back on level terms, and that's exactly what they've done. Can Dennison get the cross in? Jones fires it in. Well, it's in the back of the net. Incredibly, an own goal. With only a minute of the second half gone. 2 arms aloft, presumably signifying that it's coming to the back post, and Genoa's there to cross it in over the top of Mark Kendall. It hits the bar. Well, Mark Kendall was struggling as he backpedaled there. Unfortunately for the Wolves keeper, it hit the bar and the clearance went to a Wolves player.
An own goal then helps Wolves to 3 points, and that's 3 wins in a row. The unbeaten league run now stretches to 6 matches. Bottom of the table Stoke send Wolves crashing to their first league defeat of the new decade. A disappointing way for Graham Turner to celebrate his 200th match in the Molineux hot seat. Andy Much is injured and he'll miss the next couple of matches with a back problem. Paul McLaughlin takes his place to start a match for the first time since joining Wolves in the summer.
Referee deciding that that's a throw to Wolves. Referee Trevor Simpson from Sowerby Bridge in West Yorkshire. And that's in! Well, I thought that had rippled the back of the net. Thomas now attacking Venus. It's a good cross in, and it's unmarked. It's a goal! Well, Watford with their first attack. Paul Wilkinson puts them 1 goal ahead. Into McLaughlin's feet. Turns well inside. Gets a good cross in. Ball's there! It's a beautiful goal! McLaughlin created it. A lovely turn inside the full-back. Jason Drysdale got the cross in, picked out Steve Bull. And Tony Coton can pick the ball out of the net. And Dennison now. Bull racing into the middle. Looking for the cross. He's offside. He's offside, I'm afraid. That won't count. In this wind, a little bit of an ambitious ball. Penrice finds space for the shot. Hits the bar.
A beautiful shot from Gary Penrice. I think Kendall got a little bit of a touch on it to push it onto the bar.
Wolves then failed to gain revenge for their 3-1 defeat at Vicarage Road, and Watford retained their record of never having lost a league match against the men from Molineux.
Steve Bull scored a lovely goal, but you did some great work to create the chance for him.
Yeah, it's one of the things that the boss does well actually at the club. When we train, this, as everyone knows, there's 4 strikers at the club, and the boss tries to alternate each week in training so we all get used to each other's different styles. And I'm quite happy playing up front with Bully or any of the lads, and it worked well from our point of view. It was a great goal for Bully. Obviously, Bobby Robson's come to the game today to see him and everything. So from Steve's point of view, I'm really pleased for him.
Now, Andy Much is out with this back injury. It gives you the opportunity. You've done well today, but how do you see the team going on now as we look for playoff position at the end of the season?
It's going to be difficult, obviously. Obviously, that's one of the things that it's good at Wolves this year. We've got a much bigger squad and everyone's competing for places. Andy's got injured, you know, and me and John Paskin were fighting for the next spot. Unfortunately, John was injured today, or I think he would have played as well. Obviously, from my own point of view, I've got to try and make the most of this chance because I'm trying to force the issue from my own point of view, do as well as I can, which is good for the team. We know that we've got to try and win as many games. We look on that today as 2 points dropped, but come the end of the game, Watford came strong, hit the bar, and as long as you're not getting beat this time of the year, then you're doing okay.
Yeah. You scored, I think, 19 goals in your last season at Hereford.
That's right, yeah.
And 2 here against Swindon. You'll be looking to perhaps bag a few more if you can keep the place in the first team.
Obviously, I felt that the chances today were a little bit few and far between from my own point of view, but hopefully there'll be a few more chances, and hopefully I'll be able to tuck them away.
A look at the league table shows Wolves have moved into 7th place, well poised to challenge for promotion, but still 14 points behind the leaders Leeds United. It's Ewood Park next, where Wolves will face a promotion-chasing Blackburn side unbeaten in 7 matches. Graham Turner names an unchanged side.
Plenty of men up, Bellamy from the back and Shane Wesley up there, and it's Bellamy on the end of it across the box, and that's the opening goal in the very first minute of the game. Mark Venus loses out. Garner shoots, top corner, 1-1. Well, what a sensational opening to this match. Dennison shown he's prepared to take on a man, and he's actually got 2 there to take on. Beats them both. Hammered into. Stapleton runs loose. An absolutely brilliant save, diving to his right hand side, full length, to prevent Paul Cook from putting Wolves back into the lead. What a tremendous save, belying his 37 years there. But this unrelenting pressure continues with a corner. In it comes, flicked on, and into the back of the net. Nicky Reid in the challenge. Sellers puts it through to Garner. Flag stays down, inside to Kennedy. 2-2! And that brings more protests to that self-same linesman over the far-hand side, as Wolves were absolutely convinced that Simon Garner was a couple of yards offside. Well, you got the video, so you got the opportunity to play it back 2 or 3 times and check it through for yourselves. Played short, inside to Cook, forward to McLaughlin, who holds off Moran very well. Venus with a long high ball, trying to pick out Bull. Stapleton heads down, Downing, bottom corner, beautifully taken. Stapleton's half clearance where the header dropped on the edge of the box onto Keith Downing's chest. He brought it down beautifully and drilled it into the bottom corner. And Wolves, for the 3rd time in this match, go back into the lead with 6 minutes gone in the second half.
Keith Downing's winner gives Wolves only their 2nd league win at Ewood Park in 30 years. McLaughlin's double means he scored 4 goals in 4 matches, 2 of those as substitute. It's no surprise then that McLaughlin keeps his place at Portsmouth. Again, Wolves are unchanged.
Wesley going up well, Bull was there, but it's gone in by the skipper. Bellamy on the near post, profiting from Bull's targeted header across to him, and Wolves are in front in the 36th minute. Bull did splendidly then. He'd been the man who earned the corner virtue in the first place. The header right across the danger area. Steele. Steele helping it back to Cook again. Good effort, well saved. Free kick it is. Fillory will take it. Oh, they all stood still and Whittingham didn't. And Portsmouth have equalised. Corner it is then. And played in dangerously. Knight was in trouble and Bull has done it again. Bull creating the danger on the near post. I think in the end it was Fillory, the unfortunate man, who actually made the final contact with the ball. Indeed it was, and Bull right behind him. Oh, lovely turn by McLaughlin though. Bull wants it played to the far post. And there he is with a little backward header. Oh, cleared off the line. We are now into time being added. Kevin Ball's clearance. Is the time for one final charge by Portsmouth. For the moment, they're defending. Oh, and the header straight back to Bull. It was almost inevitable, wasn't it? He's played such an important part in this game. And now he's clinched the points for Wolves. And two fatal errors by Portsmouth players have thrown the game away. This time it was Martin Poole. I'm not sure what he was thinking of at all, as he tried to play the ball back here to his own goalkeeper. He just delivered it straight to Steve Bull. You can't do that. 21 goals this season now.
A second successive away win takes Wolves into 4th spot, their highest league position since 1984. Bull, meanwhile, has taken his tally to 21. After 5 wins from 7 matches, expectancy is high at home to Barnsley, a side struggling at the wrong end of the table. Barnsley survive an early onslaught with a double save by Clive Baker from Paul Jones and Steve Bull. Then in the second half, Paul Cook's free kick receives a finishing touch from Bull. And it's 1-0 to Wolves. Bull's 22nd strike of the season. And the replay shows what a good one it was, as he outjumps the entire Barnsley defence. Wolves could have made it 2-0 when Robbie Dennison set off from deep in his own half. He went all the way, but his drive came thundering off the bar. But Barnsley fought back despite having Alan Tyler sent off 16 minutes from time. Dennison's handball gave the Yorkshireman the chance to equalise from the penalty spot. The replay shows the referee was absolutely right. Steve Agnew converts from the spot. That makes the final score Wolves 1, Barnsley 1. 2 more home points dropped by Wolves, but they're still well placed in the race for the playoffs. Next comes a trip to Bramall Lane and a comprehensive defeat by Sheffield United, the worst of the season. It's the Yorkshireman's 3rd win over Wolves in 6 months. Dean, Gannon and Whitehurst are the Sheffield scorers. Andy Much is finally back in the starting lineup for the home derby with West Brom, and Paul McLaughlin is relegated to the subs bench. First blood goes to West Brom, who take the lead when a corner by Hackett causes havoc in the Wolves' defence. Foster pounces to score the first senior goal of his career. 1-0 to West Brom. But Wolves hit back a minute before the break. Robbie Dennison blasts his free kick against the wall, and Paul Cook's 25-yard drive is too good for Naylor. West Brom pay the price for failing to clear the ball, and Cook's finish is deadly. Then, 14 minutes from time, Wolves claim the winner. Andy Much, with good control, steers a ball into the path of Stevie Bull, and he does the rest. Wolves 2, West Brom 1. The replay shows just how well Much did with his layoff, and Bull seized his chance in typical fashion. It's derby delight for Wolves as they complete a priceless double against their old rivals. The scoreline a repeat of the winning margin back in October.
Well, let's talk about one of your successes, and that was the goal against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I've only had 2 successes. I haven't scored 2 goals, so we haven't got a lot to talk about here. Yeah, my first goal against Middlesbrough I was quite pleased, because Middlesbrough, I think, are a good side, although they're near the bottom of the division. I think Middlesbrough are one of the decent sides in the second division, and I think it was 0-0 at the time, and I've got a ball up into the south bank, and I put it away in the far corner, which it was very pleasing to score at the south bank end of the ground, and it was very pleasing to score my first goal.
And then against West Brom, you repeated the dose.
Yeah, I think we were 1-0 behind at the time, and we was just starting to have a little rocky patch in the game, where a few things weren't going so well, and Albion were playing quite well, and we needed something, and luckily for me, the ball's bounced on the edge of the box. I just hit it, and luckily enough it's gone in the far corner, which was great.
So look forward to more goals like that next season.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we look forward to a good season next year. I hope we get up for the supporters.
Just 10 matches to go, and Wolves are well placed in the Great Promotion race as they arrive at Port Vale. But the home side take control with 3 goals and a devastating 12-minute spell before Wolves hit back with this goal from Andy Much. Steve Bull splits the Vale defence, and Much restores a touch of respectability, heading home his 11th goal of the season. A 3-1 defeat is the final score, and inconsistency is threatening to ruin Wolves' hopes of making the playoffs. At home to promotion favourites Leeds United, Wolves have an opportunity to make up lost ground. Another big crowd is at Molineux, just under 22,500. Andy Much scores the only goal of the match, intercepting a slack back pass from Batty before rounding Mervyn Day. It's Much's second goal in 2 matches, his 12th of the season, and it secures 3 precious points. Another look at that mistake in the Leeds defence, and Much makes the rest look easy. Wolves are now just 1 point behind 4th place Newcastle United.
Well, you've now completed, what, 3 years with Wolves?
Yeah.
What would you say is the most significant factor in the club's continued success?
Well, I think basically everybody was signed when we were in the 4th division, and well, with a few exceptions, like 1 or 2 every season, but I think everybody's grown up together and sort of matured together. You know, obviously when you're playing nearly every week together, then you're going to get a sort of a team pattern, you know. And I think that's basically the way it's worked out. And the team spirit amongst the lads as well. They've got to know each other over 3 years, and team spirit's good. So, you know, you're basically halfway there, you know.
So you keep it going for next season, and
well, hopefully, I think, you know, there'll be quite a lot expected of us to start in next season, because we've done reasonably well this season, you know, as far as the playoffs go. So I think everybody's round to go, and, you know, well, after a bit of a long rest, you know, and hopefully we'll make the playoffs next year, at least.
Not surprisingly, there are no changes in the lineup for the midweek trip to Dean Court, but it's Bournemouth who take the lead early in the second half. Aylock with a shot against the bar, and Shearer knocks home the rebound. Wolves' fight back is handicapped when Andy Much gets himself sent off, leaving his teammates to battle on with 10 men. No arguments about the red card. But Gary Bellamy saves the day, heading home the equaliser 6 minutes from time. A goal that's certainly worth a second look. In the end, the point is a good result. The bad news, though, is that Much will now miss 3 matches in the final run-in.
well, a second hat-trick was registered against Leicester City.
Yeah, it weren't a bad day that night. I say 5-0. I say we have a runner really. I think we had a bad result on the Saturday and we had to bounce back and play Leicester. But we played Leicester and I say we have a runner. I say it was 5-0. It was a good result for us.
That really has been the story of the season, hasn't it? Inconsistency. 5-0 one week and then losing 0-1 the next.
Yeah, it's funny. We've had one of the funny seasons. As I say, people haven't expected us to just storm out this division because it's hard. As I say, we come in the second division. As I say, people are saying get up there, score goals, you score 50 goals in the second division. It's not like that now. As I say, which that they now appreciate now. Like coming to watch these last few matches. As I say, come next year, second division again. We'll see what we can do next year.
Or you feel you'll be much more equipped for it?
I think so. As I say, we've had a year in there now. As I say, the whole team itself, and is get a few more in the squad, strengthen the squad, a few new players at the club, and I think we can we'll shoot out of it.
After a blank Saturday comes a midweek home match with Leicester City. Paul Cook is missing, Nigel Vaughan makes his first appearance since Boxing Day, and it's that man Steve Bull who gets Wolves off the mark with a powerful drive from 20 yards. Bull is soon on the rampage again, this time releasing a first-time cross for Robbie Dennison to convert from close range. 2-0 to Wolves. After the break, it's Andy Mutch's turn to set up Dennison for his second of the match. That's 3-0. But anything Dennison can do, Bull can do better. Or so it seemed, as Mutch sets him up for a half volley to make it 4-0. And then, with a little help from Dennison following a long throw by Thompson, Bull sweeps home number 5 to complete his hat-trick. A masterly touch by Wolves super striker, his 23rd goal of the season. Bull's treble and Dennison's double have completed Wolves' biggest win since September, and a playoff place now looks like a realistic target.
Well, you say, Graham, that the highlight was that victory at Newcastle, but football being what it is, it has a habit of kicking you in the teeth, and it was Newcastle, of course, that really ended your promotion or playoff hopes this season.
Yes, I think it does unfold that way. I think that when our home form and our home results have not been too impressive this season, I think the 4th and the 3rd division, it was a real stronghold for us. And I believe it's a real handicap to the players, the fact that the ground is closed on 2 sides. I think there's nothing better than a good atmosphere for the home side when you get the crowd right behind the players, and can sometimes, in fairness, influence referees when there's maybe a dubious penalty decision. And I think we've certainly missed that, and the quicker that we get the ground done, the happier I'll be.
3rd place Newcastle arrive at Molineux with 4 straight wins behind them. Cook and Thompson return for Wolves in place of Wesley and Downing. Wolves dominate much of the game, but it's the Geordies who collect maximum points with the only goal from Kevin Scott. It was Ray Ranson who rolled the free kick to Kevin Brock, and his hoisted cross finds Scott unmarked to head home the winner. Newcastle's 5th win in a row, and Wolves' first defeat at Molineux since Boxing Day puts a big dent in their promotion hopes. Easter Monday takes Wolves to Boothbury Park, another testing away fixture against a side still trying to steer clear of relegation. And it's the home side who make the decisive breakthrough with a sweet move finished off in style by Lee Palin. A scorching 25-yard drive to complete a classy 7-man build-up. A second goal after the break from Bamba leaves Wolves down and out. Hull have made it 3 precious wins in 6 days, but what a miserable Easter weekend for Wolves. No points out of a possible 6, and promotion is beginning to look a tall order. Andy Mutch is ruled out of the home match against Oxford by the start of his 3-match ban, so Paul McLaughlin is back to partner Steve Bull. Tim Steele tees up Keith Downing for a spectacular opener just before the break. A well-struck left-foot drive from a good 35 yards out. Wolves' complete victory in the second half with another superb strike from Steve Bull. It's a great solo effort as he weaves his way en route to goal before unleashing a stunning right-foot shot into the top corner. It's goal number 27 for Wolves' master marksman, and Wolves have completed their first ever win over Oxford. A valuable win to keep playoff hopes alive with just 3 matches to play. The final home match of the season brings Wolves head-to-head with playoff rivals Sunderland. It's a crucial contest both sides desperately need to win, and sadly for Wolves it's a sharper-looking Sunderland side who make the all-important breakthrough early in the second half. Paul Hardiman the scorer. Eric Gates the man to set the ball rolling for the men from Roker Park. Fullback Hardiman settling the issue with a smartly taken effort from an acute angle. It's another heartbreaking home defeat for Wolves, one that will prove fatal to the Molineux promotion bid, because Sunderland go on to complete Wolves' misery with a Tuesday night win at Port Vale that puts an end to Wolves' hopes of reaching the playoffs. With promotion out of reach then, the trip to Boundary Park and Oldham's plastic pitch is academic for Graham Turner's men. Steve Bull starts with an effort ruled out for offside, although he clearly doesn't agree. Pride is at stake against the Latics, who still have a mathematical chance of promotion. And it's Wolves who strike again with another disallowed goal, this time from John Paskin. It's the home side who finally take the lead 6 minutes before half-time. Roger Palmer rifling home his 19th goal of the season. Substitute Tim Steele, though, saves Wolves from defeat just 3 minutes from time. Paul Cook was the architect with a good cross from the right, and Steele applies the finishing touch from close range. A goal that certainly provides delight in the Wolves camp. Oldham 1, Wolves 1, and Steele's late equaliser has killed off Oldham's last lingering hope of reaching the playoffs. And so to Wolves' closing match of the season. West Ham, another of the sides squeezed out of the playoffs, are the hosts as Liam Brady makes his final appearance.
The opponent the wrong way. Oh, nice ball. This is Slater. He's got Allen there in support. There's the cross. Keane to the header. Kevin Keane scores. What a goal! Absolutely brilliant. Controlled football this. Potts now. To Robson. Not a good ball from him, but Potts makes it. Oh, and another time he hit it! Another brilliant goal! And this time it's Trevor Morley. Foster got his head to it. Allen. This is Robson. Nobody on the left. It will have to go to the right. He goes through himself. He has the shot. Oh, there it is! What a cracker! And that's just what he's been playing for. Scoreline that as ball goes through. A brilliant save by McCluskey. And that one way over the top from Dennison. But Steve Bull tried to charge his way through. Dennison can't turn in the loose ball. Brady. The fans would love to see him get on the score sheet. Let's fly. Oh, and he does so! Brilliant shot from Liam Brady. No wonder they're storming the pitch. Oh, will he ever survive that in this heat? He must be so choked emotionally anyway. And they're storming on from every angle.
It's home side West Ham who have the most to celebrate as Liam Brady's fairy tale farewell makes it a match to forget for the men from Molineux. The Wolves fans, though, are in good spirits despite the result, and they're now looking forward to seeing Steve Bull in action in the World Cup finals in Italy. A look at the final league table shows that Wolves have finished in 10th place. A respectable return to the second division, 7 points off a place in the playoffs. For Graham Turner, plenty to feel optimistic about as he looks forward to next season.
What about next season? How much do you think you've gained from the experiences?
I think we've realised that there's nothing to fear in the second division. I think there will be some strong sides in there again. I've got to try and strengthen the squad through the summer months and then take it from there. But I don't see any reason at all why we shouldn't be competing for a place in the first division. That's ultimately the aim of the club. That's where we want to be. And I don't see that beyond us. We've made good progress over the last 2 or 3 years, and we've all been pleased about that. And we've got to make sure we keep on going upwards, and that we don't have a stutter. And maybe the time will be right next season that we can really push for it and stake a claim for a place in the first division and back in the big time.